In this video, we're asked to write a class called CalendarDate that will extend a date class through inheritance. Now, here are the following methods that we will have access to from the date class once we extend it. We'll have access to the getMonth, the getDay, the setDay, the days in the month, the nextDay, and the toString. So, the constructor that we need for our CalendarDate will, of course, have the year, the month, and the day. And then to get year, we'll just return our year. To set the year, we're just going to set the field year. And here are a couple of interesting bullet points to mention. When a CalendarDate is printed with a toString, it should be in the form the year, in this format, the month, and the day. When the CalendarDate of the object to the next day is being called, we should wrap the object to the next year. For example, after December 31st of 2009, we should wrap it around to January 1st, 2010. And we need to make the CalendarDate object comparable to other CalendarDate objects using a comparable interface. So let's get started. So at the top, public class CalendarDate extends our date class, and it implements comparable with respect to other calendar dates. Okay, and the field we're keeping track of here is the integer year. Let's get started with the constructor. So it's public CalendarDate. And it takes in a year, a month, and a day. Remember, because we are extending upon another class here, we can call upon this super method to grab the month and the day. So we'll do that by calling super and putting in our month and day. And then we'll set our year to be equivalent to the year that's passed in. Alright, and let's create the int getYear method here. All we'll be doing here is returning this dot year. So we'll just be returning year in general, because this dot year is referring to this year up here. Okay, so now let's set the year. We're going to do that by saying this dot year is equivalent to year. Sets it to the year that's passed in the parameters. Now let's see what else we have to do. Wrong thing. Okay, so it looks like the next thing is the toString. So we'll be calling upon the super toString here after we add in the date here. So let's do that. Public return type string toString. We're going to return our year plus a little dash plus the super.toString. The super.toString will take care of the month and the day for us, so we don't need to worry about that. Alright, and moving along here. The next thing we need to do is to work with the advancement of the days. So we need to wrap around with that next day. So for example, if we're on December 31st and we happen to call next day, we want to wrap around to the next year. And that's going to be dealt with a special condition. If the month and the day just so happen to be one, then we know we're dealing with a new year. So public void next day. Let's first get the values for the month and the month and the day by calling the super next day and passing in the month parameter. Hold on. Actually, let me see. Does it take in any parameters? next day. No, okay, it just automatically does it. So it takes no parameters. Um, and then what do we want to do after this? Well, we need to test to see if the month is equal to 1 and if the day is equal to 1. So we're going to call it the getMonth method. And if that's equal to 1, and if the getDay method happens to also be equivalent to 1, then we know we have a new year, so we're going to increment our year counter by 1. And the last thing we need to do is write our compare to compare our dates. So it's going to return an integer, compare to. It's going to take in another calendar date object. We're going to call it other. So the first thing we want to do is we want to check to see if the years are the same. So we're going to say if this year is not equivalent to other.year, then what do we want to do here? We just want to return year minus other.year. If the years happen to be the same, then let's start testing the months. So we need to say get month is not equal to other.getMonth. If the years are the same but the months are different, then what we want to do is we want to return getMonth minus other.getMonth. Okay, and if it just so happens that the years and the months are the same, then we deal with the case of the days, and we call upon our getDay method, and we subtract the other.getDay method from it to return the differences in the days. If all of these tests, if these two tests fail and this happens to return 0, then we know that we're dealing with the same time and date. So, and that's it for this video.